There's something so special about being awake to greet the sun. There's something so grounding about syncing your sleep schedule with the rhythms of nature. Wake up early. It's super overcast today and it was so cold this morning, and normally I try to have fruit be the first thing in my body every morning, but today I was just so cold. So I have my mushroom tea with some oat milk. I have always been an early riser. For me, the reason why I wake up early is because it gives me more time to experience the day. For me, I kind of structure my day around the sun, and I don't want to sleep through any hours of the sunlight. For me, I would just rather go to bed early than stay up later and miss part of the daylight. Being awake while the sun is awake feels so natural and inspiring, and you can be outside and it makes you motivated to do things. And I also think there's something special about nighttime as well. But for me, I'm just like a very day-oriented person, and I love to be awake during the day. I find that in the morning, I am extremely motivated to do things. Being awake early and getting a head start to your day makes you so much more inspired and just ready to get started, work on things that you've been wanting to work on. And by the time like noon rolls around, you feel like you've already had a full day. And I just feel like you get the most of your day when you wake up early. In this video, I wanted to share with you some of my tips for waking up early and how I have trained my body to just automatically wake up early. Although these tips will work really well if you are wanting to wake up early, the best thing that you can do for yourself is to join these with a healthy lifestyle, because in conjunction with everything else, it will just give you more energy and make you feel more motivated to take care of yourself and wake up early. So I would recommend pairing these with a healthy lifestyle. Find the balance in your routine. If you go to bed at midnight and you've been watching TV for like 3 hours before you go to bed, obviously if you try waking up at 5 a.m., you're not going to feel like waking up. But if you go to bed at 9:30 p.m. and you've wound down before you go to sleep, and when you go to bed, you're just kind of ready to fall asleep, you will wake up at 5 a.m. and you'll feel great. So the important thing to remember is that the quality of your morning starts with the night before. And everybody has different lifestyles. Everybody has different obligations. Maybe you work at night, or you have class, or you study at night. Whatever it may be for you, it's important to find your balance within your own routine and how you can switch up your lifestyle to be healthier and to gear towards having more energy in the morning. Say, for example, you're used to doing your homework at night or working on something at night. Maybe rather than cramming in at night, you might find it better to do it in the morning. And that way you can go to bed earlier, you can wake up earlier, and you can wake up motivated and ready to do your work. So find the healthy routine that will work with your life and your obligations, and then set that routine in motion. Don't just think about it, actually do it and see the changes that it makes in your life. If you have a night routine of winding down before you go to bed, you'll find that you'll not only fall asleep way easier, but because you've wound down already, you'll find that you have a higher quality of your sleep and you sleep deeper. And when you wake up in the morning, you feel so much more energized. I don't do this every night because I fall asleep so early, and sometimes I just fall asleep without doing it. But I'm really trying to be better about it. But my nighttime routine is I try and not be on my phone right before I go to bed, maybe do some reading, and then I do some stretching, some yoga, and then I sit in bed and meditate for like 10 minutes and then just fall asleep. And doing this has helped me so much to have a deeper sleep and just set the right intentions, because I think for a while I was so focused on having a good morning routine that I was forgetting completely about having a good night routine. And by virtue of that, it wasn't a complete cycle because I was only taking care of myself in the morning. I wasn't really paying attention to night. So I'd recommend for you figuring out what works best for you when it comes to winding down before you go to bed. Everyone has different things that will work good for them to wind down. So I would recommend that you try and find what those things are for you. Don't snooze your alarm. When it comes to sleep, your body knows naturally what is best for it. It knows naturally the amount of sleep that it needs. But we have been trained to live unnaturally and to ignore the signals that our body sends us when it comes to sleep. So this will take some undoing, and at first, waking up early will require an alarm for you. So when you start off the process of waking up early and you're using an alarm, I would highly, highly encourage you to not ever snooze your alarm. The reason why I say this is because say you set your alarm for 6 a.m. and at 6 a.m. you snooze your alarm, and then your alarm goes off at 6:10, and then you snooze it again, and then it goes off at like 6:30 and you snooze it again, and you end up waking up at 6:45, but you don't wake up feeling any more rested because for those 45 minutes you were just continuously waking up and falling back asleep and waking up and falling back asleep. And by doing that, you were not going into a deeper sleep and you weren't really resetting. I find that when I set an alarm and I wake up later than I set it for, I am always way more tired than I would be if I actually woke up at the right time, because otherwise you're just kind of tricking your body and you're not really getting a deep sleep in between those times. So if you set your alarm for 6 but you really don't think you're going to wake up till 6:30, I would encourage you to just set your alarm for 6:30 and you can work towards that earlier time. But just starting off with that 6:30 instead of setting alarm for 6 o'clock in the morning and actually just waking up and getting up immediately will train your body to be more energized when you get up, because you know that when you wake up, you have to immediately get out of bed. As long as you've been going to bed earlier as well, your body will automatically start waking you up earlier and at the time that you had been setting your alarm for. And at this point, you don't need to use an alarm anymore because your body automatically will wake up. And this is a good thing, but it's also important to still stick to the rule of not sleeping in past that. And I find this to be especially important when your body starts waking you up at a certain time, because your body will retrain itself to understand what the right time it is for it to wake up. I usually just let my body have free reins when it comes to my sleep. And say I go to bed late, I go to bed at like 11 o'clock at night, my body will wake up at like 6:45. And that is late for me, but I know I trust myself that I got the right amount of sleep. And when I wake up, I feel energized and I just get out of bed and get ready to go. And you have to get in the rhythm of doing this, and it's not easy at first, but once you get in the rhythm of doing it, you'll just wake up feeling so much more energized. Your body knows when it's gotten enough sleep, so listen to it. Take cold showers. If you've gotten into the habit of waking up early, but you're still feeling tired and unmotivated when you wake up, taking cold showers is the perfect way to wake up your body. And this is something that I do not every morning, but on mornings when I'm feeling really tired, or even if I'm just feeling really like lazy throughout my day, I'll just hop in the shower and force myself to take a cold shower. And I know what you're thinking. Why would I want to take a freezing cold shower at 5 o'clock in the morning? Well, you don't want to take a cold shower then, which is exactly why you should. When you live your life for the desire of being in your comfort zone, everything that you do revolves around the fear of leaving that comfort zone. So you go through so many extra steps of resistance to live a comfortable life. And with simple things like taking a cold shower, you're retraining your body to do something that makes you uncomfortable and do something that maybe you don't want to do, but helps you to grow from that feeling. So for me, I just absolutely hate being cold so much. And so whenever I take a cold shower, it's always like a mental battle, but I always win because I realize that my willpower is stronger than the desire of my mind to continue being lazy and continue being in my comfort zone. Whenever I turn on the water and it just like rushes over my body, it electrifies me with energy, and it's like a big shout out to my mind that I can do anything that I set my mind to. I can overcome any negative emotion. I can overcome anything because I'm stronger than it. And you are too. And so I would highly recommend taking a cold shower in the morning. So not only the whole realm of overcoming laziness or overcoming the desire to be comfortable, but taking a cold shower electrifies your body with energy. It wakes you up instantaneously, and when you get out, you're freezing, but you have to like embrace it. And by embracing it, you just feel so much more present and alive in your body. It's a good reminder that if you can take a cold shower, you can wake up early. Have a morning routine. If you have a set schedule for how your morning will look, it will not only motivate you to wake up so that you can do that morning routine, but it also will help you because in the morning you won't be wondering what it is that you shall be doing. Sometimes when you don't know what you should do, it makes you more tired, and especially in the morning when you just woke up, it's good to just have something to get right into and to do. So I would encourage you to figure out what works best for your morning routine. I have a whole video about my morning routine if you're interested in some ideas for yours, but it's just important to figure out what works for you. Something to energize you, center you, and allow you some quiet time before you start your day. The morning is so important for me because it allows me to ground myself before I go out into my day. It allows me to set my intentions and to just spend some time with myself before I interact with anyone else. My morning routine every single day, no matter what, consists of yoga and meditation and some journaling or reading. And then sometimes it also incorporates a cold shower. But those two things of doing yoga and meditating is something that I do every single day, regardless of where I am, regardless of what's going on. Just sticking to that practice, even if that day I don't have the best meditation or maybe my body's sore and I only do a gentle yoga flow. Just having something to stick to and telling myself every single day that I'll show up for myself is such a beautiful way to start my day, because I'm automatically letting myself know that no matter what, my well-being will always be at the center of my attention. It may take some time to get into the rhythm of finding what morning routine works for you, but once you do that and you get into the rhythm of your morning routine, it will become like second nature for you. At this point, when I get up, I don't even think about it. I just know what I'm going to do and I make the most of it and I enjoy it. And having that structure in my life makes me have something to look forward to, and just having that safe space to come back to is really grounding, because no matter what happens at night, no matter what happens throughout my day, I know that in the morning I'm coming back to a safe space and I'm having time to myself to reflect on things and to just figure out my intentions and what I want to do. Exercise. Exercise is so fun in the morning, and I feel like I only really exercise in the morning. I don't really like exercising at night. Maybe it's because I'm a morning person, or maybe it's because in Southern California, it's like super hot during the day, so you have to exercise in the morning before it gets hot. But I find that when I exercise in the morning, it makes me so energized and it speeds up my metabolism and it just makes me ready to like take on my day. I find that when I run in the morning, my lungs are just like so expanded. I feel like I can breathe better. I feel like my heart rate is so much steadier. I'm calmer throughout my day and I feel more energized. I'm hungrier, more excited about food. All around, it's just a really great way to start your morning. And if exercise is something that you're starting to get into and you don't really look forward to it, doing it in the morning is so good to calm yourself down and to also kind of get it out of your way so that you don't have to think about it later in your day. And then you feel good about it during your day. You're like, oh, I already exercised today. You already did something. In the morning, exercising just makes me feel more connected to my body and reminds me of what's really important. My exercise in the morning consists of I always do yoga in the morning, so always yoga, sometimes running, sometimes hiking, occasionally rollerblading, from time to time attempting to surf. And what your exercise looks like will vary based on where you live, but I would encourage you to get exercise in the morning and try and do it outdoors. Try and get some fresh air in the morning, especially in the morning because there's nobody out yet. It's like the perfect time to be outside. So figure out what would work best for your lifestyle and put that into your routine. I know for me, living in a city, it has been so important for me to wake up early because it allows me to center myself and ground myself and really just set my intention before everybody else wakes up and the craziness of the day starts. In the morning, there's this undeniable quiet feeling that you don't get throughout the rest of the day. And this isn't just true for cities. If you live in a place where there's a lot of nature, it's really beautiful to just be awake and experience the trees and just experience everything as it's waking up. My day starts with the sun, and it feels so good. So I would encourage you to do the same and make waking up something that you look forward to, because how you start your day is so important. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you're doing well and taking care of yourself. If you'd like to, you can follow me on Instagram or you can subscribe to me here on YouTube. Thank you again. Enjoy the rest of your day today.